everyone, it is that time once again for us to go ahead and play some more Royal Chaos. So right now we're gonna go ahead and is there anything I should take care of before I get started? My team is doing pretty well, if I do say so myself. We are looking mighty. Let's go ahead and just challenge some leaders. But hello, I hope you all are doing well, enjoying your weekend. I had a real snoozy weekend. I didn't really do a lot on Saturday, which was really nice, but now I'm trying to catch up on Sunday and get everything I want to get done, which includes making videos. Alright, and let's go to explore a company, and we're going to go through another chapter of dates. So we are on the final section of the first site, I guess chapter, and we're going to go ahead and unlock it and get into it. The sunlight at dusk goes through the dense shade of the trees in the secret base. His hand took over the flower seedlings that I passed and carefully planted them. Your Majesty, just order the servants to pick some for you if you like it. Why take the efforts to grow it yourself? He showed a smile when he heard what I said. He filled the holes with soil carefully, as if those are not seedlings but his beloved ones. The Chinese roses are planted for you. I hope they can bloom just as our love. At night, the lighting mixed with the thunder, playing the prelude of the rain. What a loud thunder! In rainy night, our Chinese rose. The newly planted flower seedlings are too fragile to withstand the storm. Where are you going, my lady? It's raining heavily outside. You shouldn't go outside. My lady, wait for me. I stood at the corridor and saw two vague figures beside the towering trees. The woman took the man's hand. The man was a little surprised, and he pulled his hand away. My lady, why don't you... Shh, don't talk. The pair of hands that originally sheltered me from the wind and rain now handed the umbrella to another woman. Then he turned around and walked into the rain determinedly. My heart is aching. I just want to check the flowers His Majesty planted for me. Now it seems there is no need to do this. The flower seedlings he carefully cared for in the daytime have already been broken into pieces by the storm. They can no longer be recovered. Those poor flowers. He's really a persistent person, but it's a pity that you're just a substitute for him. The woman not far away has slowly approached where I was still in a trance. I raised my head and saw a beautiful face. It's her? Oh my god, is this the lady that he's like in love with? The woman seems to have cried, for her eyes are slightly red. She stared at me coldly, full of arrogance. No, you are Land Mayor. You also know this place. For you, 8th Princess, it's already the past. My words seemed to touch the deepest secret in her heart. Oh, oops. And a trace of disappointment appeared in her eyes. Yes, the one that you can't get is the best. Don't you understand? During our talk, she looked at the towering tree not far away, full of tenderness in her eyes. The 4th Lord once said that as long as our names were engraved in the tree, our love would grow with it. Unexpectedly, we finally broke up, but these marks are deeper. You are not entitled to call His Majesty the 4th Lord. He is getting pretty well with my lady. Yuzu, stop. She didn't get angry but smiled, hearing Yuzu's words, and tucked a strand of hair behind her hair gracefully. After all, a substitute is a substitute, and I will always be the one he can never forget. When she finished, she left holding an umbrella. The rain is getting smaller, and everything went back to silence. Something is budding secretly. In the end, I couldn't help but bring the seedling back. Fortunately, the rose continued to grow under my care, by the person who made the promises. You've been taking care of the rose for so many days. Why bother wasting time on the flower? Yushu, do you think it looks beautiful? It is definitely beautiful, but it can only bloom for a few days. I don't understand why bother wasting time on it. Yeah, why? Neither the rose nor the peony doesn't compare with the white lotus in his heart anyway. Even though it blooms, it will wither at the end. My lady. Aww. The days are still going on. I never ask him about it. The roses are in full blossom. However, it doesn't really mean that our love is blooming. Ryu, why do you look so listless recently? Everyone else can feel my depression except him. who was the closest one to me. Your lordship, I am okay. But why do I feel you are really unhappy? What's wrong? Have you had any problem with my brother again? Again? Why all of you feel that the problem is in me no matter what happened? I didn't mean that. Don't be angry. If my brother did something wrong, I apologize to you for him. It seems that he felt my anger and tried to comfort me, but his words made me more angry for no reason. Apologize for him? Why would you do this for him? Why wouldn't he do it by himself? But asking other people? I may be a substitute or his temporary interest, but how could Lan Meyer say those words to humiliate me? Lan, the 8th princess? When did you have a talk? Does my brother know that? When he heard the name Lan Meyer, he was absent-minded for a moment. Unfortunately, I accidentally disturbed their date. Their secret base does not belong to us at all. I have heard a little about the 8th princess, but it is not what you thought, although I thought that at first my brother might get more interested in you. But it turns out that I was wrong. People appear on one's life order, but that doesn't mean that the one coming first is the right one. You have been through so much together, and you should have confidence in your love. The previous childish Lord Li is now different, with a serious look on his face, which makes me start to change my mind. Confidence? They were at the secret base. Everything is what I saw with my own eyes. Is there still anything I missed? It is not that I had no confidence in our love. On the contrary, I was too confident. I didn't know what all those vows were so vulnerable from the start of Lan Meyer. I didn't know that all of those vows are so vulnerable in this front of Lan Meyer. After saying that, I felt inexplicably disappointed in my heart. It was silence between us. After a long time, Lord Yi broke the silence. Seeing is not believing. If you have any questions, why not ask him? Because you are afraid that you can't hear the answer you want from him? Or you think the answer is not important anymore? You really know what I was thinking. But he is the emperor after all. Ordinary men all have concubines. How can I let him only care about me and so many beauties? You'll never know the answer without asking. No matter how many beauties he has, he may only love you. Everything's just above the heart. Just about the heart. Ooh. The roses sent by 6C is put next to my rose. The 2 pots of roses are both so beautiful, giving off the tender fragrance in the air. It's too beautiful to be true. How does His Majesty know that you have also planted roses? It is really nice to put these 2 pots of roses together, just like you and His Majesty. However, the fragrance of these 2 seem to be different. One is the light fragrance, and the other is the strong one. The 2 people who look alike are actually not similar. You send someone to send it back. I am not his home after all. Send it back? What do you say so? Why do you say so, my lady? What are you talking about? Are you not satisfied with the rose I sent you? Oh, hello, sir. The man walked here with a bit of exhaustion on his face. Huh? How come you've planted rose? Is it for me? Well, they really match the rose I sent you. I like it very much. Do you still say nothing, Your Majesty? Say nothing. What are you talking about? I don't understand. The man seems to be very surprised by my words, looking at me in confusion, but his eyes are quite clear. When did the eyes start to lie to me? This rose is the one you planted at the secret base that day. It rained heavily in the evening, and I brought it back. Did you go there that night either? I noticed that he had panicked for a second. I noticed that in his eyes. On that day, I did go to the secret base, and I didn't want the rose I just planted to be destroyed by the rain. But I didn't make it, so after I went back that day, I planted new roses for you. Is that all? On that day, I saw it. That night, I didn't know why she would be there. She complained to me about how bad the life is with the 8th Lord. She said that it was the happiest when she was with me. She begged whether I could give her a little place in the air, just to shelter her from the wind and rain. Did you give her your guarantee, Your Majesty? When will you bring her to the palace? The man sighed and reached out to pat my head. I subconsciously stepped back. Unexpectedly, I stumbled and was caught by him the moment when I was about to fall down. You fool. I told her that there's a little fool in my heart, with no space left. But you gave her the umbrella, Your Majesty. I gave her the umbrella, but my arms are only for you. Although I'm not that strong, but I think it's enough to protect you. Just for you. But after all, it's not a secret base for us. If I can go, so can she. The Plum Grove Garden is where we met for the first time. That is our secret base. That is the secret base that really belonged to us, and I have planted a plum tree for you there. Are you willing to plant the seed of our future with me? I'd love to. Aww, cute. And now I can save the photo. Super cute. Alright, so we've completed all of the first site, so the next section. Oh. Can I? Oh, is there no more? Is that all of the dates? Oh, I don't know how that works. Oh goodness. Well, I guess I will figure that out for next week. I guess we'll just keep the video kind of short. I don't think there's anything else really like plot-wise for me to do on here. I can definitely take care of my farm, maintain what I'm doing here. Yeah, at this point I'm just waiting, of course, for more plotline for the next update. And I'm trying to also kind of actively play on the mail one. I'll record that right after this, so I'll have one of those videos to go up this week as well. Alright, well I guess we'll leave it off here in just a short video this week. Sorry about that. If you have another app you would like to me to play, please let me know. I would love to play it. Alright, I'm gonna head out. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye!